LeBron James partied even harder than Jay-Z at Diddy's parties. I'm about to make a documentary about him. He once said no party compares to Diddy's. Diddy's parties aren't made for regular people. No phones, no cameras, just NDAs and a room full of bodies. If you've ever been to that house on Star Island in Miami, you'd understand. Now picture LeBron walking in over 6'8", the brightest presence in the room. Before midnight, LeBron had already taken off his shirt and was pouring tequila into people's mouths on the dance floor. And I'm not talking about Savannah. He was surrounded by models from Paris, dancers from Atlanta, and one R&B singer I can't name because she's married now. By 1 a.m., LeBron was standing on the table and the whole crowd was going wild with him. Every woman at that party had their eyes on LeBron. He wasn't relying on money, it was all about presence. When it comes to letting loose, LeBron makes Jay look like a church volunteer. I will send every single one of these parasites to prison and clean this circle up a bit.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
In a documentary, there's a couple things I'll share with you guys on what I took away from it. But Rob, maybe share the clip on how he got access to some of the footage of the documentary. Is this the one, Rob?
Yep.
Go for it.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
50 Cent's documentary does not begin with an accusation. It begins with a question that has lingered unresolved for years. How did so much occur in plain sight while so little was formally acknowledged? As the film revisits powerful figures like Diddy and cultural icons such as LeBron James, it reframes familiar moments not as isolated anecdotes, but as fragments of a longer, quieter pattern. What remained hidden was not buried evidence, but collective hesitation, normalized access, strategic silence, and the comfort of looking away. And if the past was never fully examined, what exactly have we been protecting all along?
All right, gang, what's up? Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Coming in, shout out to the game, man. Appreciate everybody's flood the comments with ain't no party like a Diddy party. That's a statement that LeBron James wish he would have never made, because now that statement is coming to bite LeBron James in the ass. All right, let's get to this headlines real quick, gang. I'm finna show y'all.
Diddy. Investigators reached out to him and they want a statement from him. Federal investigators want a statement from him. What do you mean ain't no party like a Diddy party?
No Diddy. It's going down. Watch this, game. Let's do some headlines. Look. Let me let y'all see this real quick. It's right in your face. All you got to do is look at the forest and stop looking at the trees. All right, LeBron James, Lakers is becoming clearer and leaves more questions than answered. LeBron James, he left the NBA suddenly with no answers. He left the NBA suddenly with no answers. All right, so it's headline news. What's really going on? All right, LeBron James is leaving the Los Angeles Lakers.
Diddy rose not only as an artist or executive, but as a central distributor of opportunity and entertainment. His influence extended through parties, partnerships, and private spaces where access itself became a form of currency.
And this is all in 2024, gang. Look at the dates. You can go and verify this yourself. You can go to Google and Google these same titles. All I did was screenshot them for you all's pleasure. To the game, man. Let me see. Okay, so LeBron, because a lot of people say, is this clickbait? Is this clickbait? Whenever you come on the Favorite Party, Gene, we got paperwork. We got receipts. You will never get clickbait on this channel. All right? Let's keep it moving, guys. All right, more headline news. LeBron James reveals why he stepped away from the Lakers. Whenever you step away from the Lakers, you are leaving the NBA. All right? That's in the title. He's leaving the NBA, so he's definitely stepping away from the Lakers. More headline news. LeBron James.
In such ecosystems, association often carries more weight than formal contracts and proximity becomes protection. The social implication is structural rather than personal. When access defines advancement, silence becomes a condition of participation. Can a culture built on access ever truly self-be-polic?
I'm with Puff
and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl.
LeBron James has long represented more than athletic excellence, occupying a space where sports, business, and moral leadership intersect. His public image has been carefully shaped around discipline, responsibility, and voice, making his associations as consequential as his statements. When figures of this magnitude repeatedly appear within the same elite social orbit, those connections take on symbolic meaning regardless of intent. The implication is reputational gravity, where influence attracts scrutiny even in the absence of allegations. At what point does silence from a moral leader become part of the story?
Let's see, not only is he leaving gang, LeBron sold his mansion for $39 million. All right? Now, he leaving social media. He leaving the NBA. Now, he just sold his 39. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, too. A lot of people may not know this, but LeBron James bulldozed it in order to get another one. So he is getting another mansion, but he sold his mansion. Remember, I have a bachelor's degree in real estate. Right? Whenever you start settling out of real estate, whenever you start leaving your obligations like playing for the NBA, and whenever you leave social media, and I think I know why.
Party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
So you know.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Yo, how authentic was that thing on social media when they had LeBron in the maid outfit? How authentic was that? Did you see that?
Old footage has a way of resurfacing at inconvenient times. Not because it changes, but because context does. Remarks once received as humor or admiration now circulate as reference points in a broader reassessment of relationships and environments.
Photoshop, but I seen different pictures, bro. I done seen like 7 different pictures of him that's made. So that particular picture can't be Photoshop if it's 7 different pictures of him in that particular made suit, unless all 7 of those pictures in different angles is Photoshop. So I don't think a lot of people say it is Photoshop. Shout out to Miss Cat Dog.
Just 50 Cent's name being attached to it again. These are two, as everyone knows, the 3 names in hip hop are Jay-Z, Diddy, 50 Cent when it comes to the status of where you could get as a business or a brand.
I guess so.
So for the top 3 individuals, for one to go at the other and release this doc, I don't know, what does that say to again, I keep asking about the hip hop state of things. What does that say to hip hop? Like,
yeah, man, but you know when guys come on here, man, and they want to come and try to ruin your show and say that shit to some is clickbait, the more and more we try to teach them, the dumber they make us look, bro.
But you know what? That make them look dumb because watch this. I got 3 college degrees, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I own a lot of look, bro, my thing is this, bro. I don't have to be doing this shit. Just like you don't have to be. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people depend on this information, and a lot of people love hearing what Paperwork Party and Gene gotta say. So for the thousands of people that like hearing we gotta say, that's cool. For the 20 people, they need to get the fuck up out of here because it ain't no clickbait over here.
Right. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's just concentrate on the people who
are we our own downfall? I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what you consider hip hop. Like, I don't consider any of this debauchery, any of this animalistic crap. I don't consider any of this hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. You know, I know.
The documentary does not argue that words are proof, but it highlights how recorded moments can reveal comfort within spaces later called into question. The implication is cultural rather than legal. Language documents belonging when context shifts. Who controls the meaning of what was already said?
He's been asked to come in, you know, and investigators reached out to him and they want a statement from him. Federal investigators want a statement from him. What do you mean ain't no party like a Diddy party?
And bro, I'll be sick too. If I'm at a Lakers game and it's feds all in the front row looking at you to my, yeah, we gonna get a statement, nigga. I wouldn't go to the games either. I miss the games too, nigga. Yeah, you talking about, nigga, you think the feds ain't going to LeBron games and saying, nigga, ain't no party like a Diddy party, we know what's going on? Come on, bro.
And we don't even know who they said. And then there's certain women's out here that state, I don't know how authentic their statements are, but they're saying that there's tapes with them with A-list celebrities having sex with.
Yes.
LeBron is an A-list celebrity, allegedly. But no, LeBron is an A-list celebrity.
Start off with Diddy basically recording him coming back to New York, recording himself, hiring a camera crew to technically turn himself in. You know, 5 days before he turned in, he came back to New York, you know, based on his lawyer's 6 days. Apologies. Based on his lawyer's recommendation, saying that, you know, of course, you know, he's cooperating. But for him to be recording this,
yeah, Mark Agnew Fatfo, I'm calling him.
Yeah. Do you think his lawyers suggest? I mean, do you think that's just Diddy hubris, or like what was that as far as him just saying, "I'm gonna record this whole process"? Of
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know who we should ask? We should ask Mr. Busby. Is LeBron James next on the list to be indicted? That's what we should do. We should call Mr. Huh?
You got Busby number?
Yeah, I got Busby's cell number right here. We should call Busby and be like, hey, is LeBron, matter of fact, let me put the question up. The question for the day, gang, ain't nobody trying to be funny. Will LeBron James be indicted with Diddy? That's the question for the day. Diddy done already been indicted. LeBron James say it ain't no party like a Diddy party. Busby say it's a lot of people on the list that he ain't said.
As official information slows, unofficial narratives accelerate. The absence of clear authoritative explanation creates space where speculation thrives, not necessarily because it is accurate, but because it feels unanswered. The documentary traces how years of quiet allowed rumor to function as a substitute for transparency, blurring the line between allegation and assumption. The moral implication is collective frustration. When silence dominates, rumor becomes participation. Is rumor the failure of truth or the consequence of withholding it?
The thing. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that that Rat Pack, and I don't want to even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner? What's the other guy? Leonardo? Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So we don't.
Entertainment power rarely stays confined to one lane. It travels across music, sports, fashion, and media through shared influence networks. When individuals from different empires converge socially, their collective presence reinforces insulation from scrutiny. The documentary frames this not as conspiracy, but as convergence, an elite that regulates itself through mutual familiarity. The implication is systemic protection, not coordination. If influence overlaps often enough, does accountability dilute by default?
Cassie doing, that's his doing, and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You gotta realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs, they was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage, that's gonna make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story, when me and my man went up to Russell Simmons and he had a house and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not gonna say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self. You understand what I'm saying? So these are behaviors and things that with drugs and all the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bruh. It made him into a monster, bro. I personally feel like he got a lot of the things that he did from his mentor, and then he probably did it to the 10th power. You understand? Russell Simmons admitted that he was a drug abuser. You understand? Russell Simmons admitted that he used to put his hands on women. So it's a learned behavior, bro. Some of that stuff may be in him through his childhood. Through his childhood, he may have some of that things in him, but a lot of things that he was doing was a learned behavior, bro. You just don't just turn it in a matter of years the way he was doing people, man. You understand? Check this.
The suggestion that private environments were extensively documented introduces a concern deeper than spectacle. It raises questions of control. Throughout history, those who possess records often possess leverage, whether or not that leverage is exercised. Even the belief that documentation exists can alter behavior, encouraging compliance through uncertainty. The legal and ethical implications are profound, touching on consent, coercion, and fear. If power is reinforced by what might be revealed, is silence still voluntary?
My whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I looked it up, bro. Let me see. See if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but oh no. Let me. Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is its effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria. So they take that and rubbed it on her, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss, drowsiness, and that's under the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration.gov.
Public identities are maintained through consistency, repetition, and strategic distance from controversy. When a powerful figure at the center of a network begins to collapse, those connected must decide whether to speak separate or wait. The documentary highlights how restraint is often framed as wisdom, even as it reshapes public interpretation. The implication is narrative loss. Silence surrenders authorship. When reputations are carefully constructed, how fragile are they when context turns hostile?
LeBron is acting suspicious about missing all these games, acting like he's sick, this and that, selling his houses and shit.
But better yet, will LeBron James be added to the lawsuit, the civil lawsuit? Will it be added to the civil lawsuit? More so than being indicted?
Or the list, the witness list. Is they trying to get LeBron to testify against Diddy because of the it ain't no party like a Diddy party? He's been to all of them. You see what I'm saying? He may be a witness. Who knows? They may already flipped him. They may have already flipped. You want me to call Busby? Somebody said 1-800-Busby. That's not his cell number. Shout out to Donahue. His cell number not 1-800-Busby.
You know these thirsty people out there talking about yes.
Come on, 1-800-Busby. Somebody said prophet. Shout out to Mystery Singer. I like that. That's a real educated word. I like prophet. I don't know if he got a profit agreement. We ain't found no paperwork of him having a profit agreement, but keep that in mind, Mystery.
Yeah, the U.S. attorneys have to do that. Give him a profit agreement.
Yeah, keep that in mind because he damn sure selling property. I know he don't need no money. You only sell shit when you need money.
Mm-hmm.
He sold. Look, I didn't show you this one right here. He sold the one in Miami too for $18.5 million, bro. He done sold 2 cribs in 2 years. He sold the one in Miami for $18.5 million, and he sold the one in California for $39 million, bro. And he's sick. He's missing all these.
The documentary ultimately suggests that what remained hidden for years was not a single act or individual, but a system sustained by comfort, access, and mutual discretion. Progression from rumor to record does not happen through revelation alone, but through persistence and a cultural refusal to forget.
And then sometimes you would hear a thump or whatever the situation is and stuff like that. Yo, what's up? Everything good? And sometimes they would open the door. I'm right there by the door. Sometimes you see things you don't want to see.
Hey, did they ever try to get you involved?
Not at all.
Or for you?
Not at all. Puff did it one time, but that's in my book. when we was coming from Dallas, he had the snow bunnies. And I reneged on that. Nah, I'm good.
Hey, did you see any celebrities Puffy did any of that stuff with, the swinger stuff with?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me about that.
I think I told you about that. One time, him and somebody, him, Sarah, and this young girl flew from Atlanta. And they, and flying from Atlanta, we had this artist with us, right? And we were staying in the presidential suite at the hotel. And this particular artist and Puff, they told me, don't let nobody come in the room. So I said, all right, cool. So I propped my chair by the room door while they went in. So this artist's cousin knocked on the door. So I went to him and I let him in because I knew him, I see his face and everything. I've seen his face several times before. He said, yo, I gotta speak to my cousin. And I said to him, I said, well, they busy right now, man, and they told me don't let nobody come in the room. He said, yo, I'm going in the room to get my cousin out. And I said, bruh, you ain't going in the room, get your cousin out. They told me nobody could go in the room. So he said, I don't care who you are, what you doing like that. I'm going to get my cousin. He went to go and try to open the room. I grabbed his ass, joked him up, and slammed him on the piano. And the next thing you know, Puff and this artist run out the room naked. And so then I said, I see the artist trying to grab a towel. Puff didn't give a shit. And the artist like, yo, what's wrong? What's going on? What's going on? He like, yo, Gene, that's my cousin. And I was like, yo, my man, he was trying to get in the room and y'all told me don't let nobody else come in, let nobody come in this room. Jesus Christ gonna have to come take the, Puff no, Jesus gonna have to take the air out my body if anybody coming in that room. And Puff just looked at the artist and the artist said, you ain't wanna come?
The tension remains unresolved deliberately. So accountability in elite circles rarely arrives cleanly or quickly. When everyone knows something without naming it, who is responsible for finally saying it aloud?